In modern times, we hear all about how women had to fight for their right to vote, and they had to fight for every right that they ever had, and how they've never had throughout recorded history any legal power or any decision-making ability, and that the women's movement is all new to women gaining power. However, if we look back throughout civilization, whenever any nation, any group of people who existed had to make any type of decision, and the decision was bearing down on them, like war or any type of sacrifices that they may have to make for winter or for survival purposes, they would always turn to an oracle. And the oracle would always give some obscure answer as to what they should do, some riddle, some puzzle. They would always turn to that, and it would be common practice to listen to what this entity has to say. Now, the purpose of what all I'm saying is to prove two things to you. One, that it's common practice even to this day to use oracles. And two, you yourself may be doing it on a daily basis and not even realize it. Now, the reality is, oracles have always existed. And in modern terms, an oracle is someone who can issue a writ, which is an issuance of land, tenements, and chattels, being under an extent or a statute or staple, commanding the sheriff to deliver them to the plaintiff by the extent of appraisal or appraisement mentioned in a writ, or extent and in the sheriff's return thereof. And so the oracles today can even issue orders to law enforcement officers and have a common place in the legal system. And this is something that's been carried on from times past. The following of oracles, the listening to of oracles. And an oracle is a female priestess. And what do we see today if not the guidance of entire civilizations by female priestesses? You have men today who go out and buy cars, and the first thing they do is give the car a female name. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why storms have female names. There's a reason for all of this. It's not because some random idiot just thought it up. This is common practice from ancient times. The whole concept of female intuition and women's thoughts and ideas having a higher regard to logic and reasoning being the societal norm. Like how men say, happy wife, happy life. When in reality, if you rely on a woman to be happy, you might as well be relying on your home burning down and you being content with that. Because that's how far away it is from logic. The truth is, the power used by an enchantress, the spells cast on men, warp our minds. Our vision is used against us, and our vision is our greatest tool as men. They say that if you blind a soldier for 5 seconds in a fight, he dies. As a man, we live our entire lives in this current society and in all societies past, believe it or not, blinded by enchantresses, blinded by divination. Their spells, their influence is felt even now as you hear my voice. Women run this world, and that is not an opinion. It is a fact. Because if you were a weaker entity, and you were trying to control a stronger entity, you know the direct contact, direct battle would usually result in your end, your imminent demise. Women are keenly aware of this. So you as a man, if you had to face a tiger, would you use your bare hands or would you use a weapon? Hopefully you choose the latter. The reality of the situation is the power of an enchantress. It cannot be overlooked because it's affecting every aspect of your life. If you have a job and you work this job, pay close attention to the women around you. You see, regardless of whatever your role is and whatever occupation you hold, you'll notice that the women, for whatever reason, do not have to work as hard. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why they're catered to by society. There's a reason why they're believed to be more valuable, even though they far outnumber us as men, specifically us as black men. And the reason for this is control. To control a people, you have to control the minds of the men who inhabit that society, the true men, and that would be us, the so-called black men. We're regarded today as the lowest of the low, and the reason for this is because if we were ever to truly come into our strength, I believe there would be no stopping us. A wise man once said that the parts of the many matter not in regards to the whole. What that means is we as each individualized black men, apart we may not mean much, but together there is nothing we could not do. Great lengths have been taken to keep us apart, to keep us thinking separately. The power of divination used by these enchantresses is all designed to keep you isolated. Look at the concept of relationships as they stand today. I encourage you. You're designed to no longer say that you're single, but now you have a partner. They don't even say you're in a relationship anymore. Now they say you have a partner, and your partner is this woman. And you can no longer have any other partners. Otherwise, you destroy the relationship, because she is meant to use her influence and her abilities of divination to control you. And when I say divination, I mean controlling of the future, specifically your future as a man. If you just think about it, once you get into a relationship, the whole goal, according to her, is for you to eventually spend all your money getting engaged and then getting married and then having children or some variation of that order. And that is a controlling aspect of your life used by enchantresses, and it's the predicting of that future that is used upon us to control us. And it's given to us as a normalization of what's going to happen in our lives. We, as the so-called black men, have to rise above these oracles, rise above the power of these enchantresses, and see the truth. And the truth is we are targeted. And the truth is they are using divination, even to this very day, even in the renting of homes, apartments, when they issue warrants for our arrests. It's all done by an oracle, by a priestess in our current society. Be wise. Peace.